Right, so what are you working on in your practical work at the moment then, Ted?
Well, I just finished a little cutscene.
Okay.
At the start, and then now.
Can you play it for me as it stands?
Yeah. I put a little.
Oh, nice.
Some royalty free.
Yeah.
I found.
Cool.
Can't skip it yet.
No.
I guess I can add that.
Yeah, no, I like that. It's nice.
There's audio and
Oh,
stuff.
nice.
But
there is audio, is there?
there's also some sad music. And
That's good.
My cringy
Boy.
thing.
Yeah, my guy gets shot, which is bad sound. Yeah, just switch to like a static camera and then have the camera fall to the floor, and so it looks like the guy's falling to the floor. That's what I've done.
Crazy, Justin.
So is this a video texture overlaid?
Yeah.
Just on a plane in.
It's in a plane. I don't know how else to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's right, it's not.
No, it's good.
And also the lighting wasn't built when I did any of this.
Okay.
That's why it says preview.
Yeah, yeah. So you're going to redo it with a built lighting? Or not?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's mainly just random clips.
That's cool. It looks amazing. It looks really good. I like it.
I think it explains the story enough.
Yeah.
Without it actually revealing it.
Yeah, yeah.
And stuff like that, it's not meant to spin, it just did.
Okay. That's fine.
There's also a clip that's meant to have the lantern in it.
Yeah.
But I guess that wasn't actually a part of the world because it's the characters.
Oh.
But I also just left it.
Okay.
I don't know how to get it to work. Yeah, it was this one. It's meant to like spin round.
Yeah, and show how the lantern.
Thing, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, and then that's it.
Cool. Yeah. And then it goes straight into
The game.
No, I really like that. It's really, really good, amazing.
I figured it just makes it more of a game.
Yeah, definitely. So you start, that's it, and then you're away.
In this room, which I need to make all of the rooms, because this is just the other world stuff.
Yeah.
So I need to actually do this building.
When you say do it, what do you mean?
Just make it destroyed, sort of run down.
Okay.
Because it's just the exact same.
As
just
the
so I had a
previous.
reference.
Okay.
To do it all.
Right, I got you.
Yeah. It still does that for some reason, but
Yeah.
I think I can fix that. So then you sort of. I need to. This would also, I guess, have to be in this world. But,
Somehow, yeah.
Or just tell them it's there. But the player's only going to be able to go to this world for a short time.
Okay.
And then it will sort of drag them back.
So yeah, so you can't
just
endlessly look at it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so, like with the bridge, you'd have to be quick, I guess.
Yeah.
It's also a bit zoomed out, but it's a demo.
Yeah, no.
It's also not. It doesn't feel like 60 frames anymore.
What's making the frame drops? The grass?
I guess they're all like 1 or 2 poly, so I don't think it would have that much effect, but it might be. Yeah, the lighting is a bit odd.
Yeah. No, it looks. Yeah, it's really good. So how long is the time that you're allowed in there?
Probably like just
a few seconds.
10 seconds.
Okay.
So not too long. So here this is sort of blocked off, and then there's gonna be like a sort of like a dig site.
Yeah.
where it would be open.
Right. So.
Those audio logs are these like people who are like trying to find the player, because they're part of these like weird. They sort of, it's, you know, like where people search for Bigfoot and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're sort of like doing that because they think it's sort of like a myth. But
Oh, okay.
so they're talking about how they're going to try look in the mountains or whatever.
Yeah.
So this would be all. So you'd switch.
Right. I see.
And then it would.
Then you get.
Yeah. It could be smoother.
No, that's good.
And you sort of. I might put some sort of markings on the wall.
So
or
what do you
something.
see in the cave? Does it look the same through the lantern in here?
Yeah, I haven't. Great that game. I don't want to play it again because that cutscene.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough. So what happens? So the cave will look the same essentially through
Pretty
the lantern.
much. That's just so they can get to the last bit.
Yeah, yeah, because it wouldn't really be much different, I guess, in that.
It's just so they can get in it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if they switch around.
Cool. No, it looks amazing. Like really, really fantastic in terms of what you've achieved in the time frame. It's really, you know, it's definitely the practical work is highest level. You know, you've
It's
really
annoying
pushed it.
because it could be so much better.
I think that's the so go on then. What do you feel like you could have improved?
I don't think it looks that great, but I mean at that
What, in
point I
terms of
probably
the-
would have done photorealistic because I could have just sourced some trees. Because that
No,
was
I
my
think I really like
concern. Yeah, people say they like it, so
Yeah.
I think it's just
But-
because I've spent so long looking at it.
Yeah, that's it. You become sort of blind to, or like actually not blind to it, but you like you say, you sort of see. You sound like you're talking about it in a way where, you know, you're not enjoying it or not particularly proud of it.
I think it's just because there's only so much I can do
Yeah.
in that time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I want to make it like a game, but it's just an opening stage. So.
Yeah, and exactly, and the you've really got that concept. Like you've told a story, you've introduced a mechanic in a way that makes a lot of sense, and it feels like it's a learning curve. You know, the learning curve is right. That you start off with the knowledge that the lantern has an effect, but essentially, you can, as a player, I can envisage this progressing to really difficult puzzles and much more kind of complex things, but the balance feels right. Like it feels like you want to go and explore that world, but you know straight away with the bridge and with the audio recording, that method of unraveling the story, that emergent story mechanic that you've got there is fantastic. I think that, you know, and I think whilst you might say now I'd like to see it photorealistic and that, I think it really lends itself to this art style, works really well with it.
Yeah, I felt like it was too serious to have a low poly style, but I guess that's not.
No, I don't think so. And I think, again, this is where the QA testing next week will come into effect, and you'll get some feedback, hopefully, that will confirm the fact that is. I think that looks amazing to me. I think, you know, it doesn't feel like it jarring to what, you know, the actual content.
Yeah.
I think it works really well. And like I say, what you've achieved in that time frame is really, really good.
Yeah, I think now I just want to add little details and have.
Okay. Yeah. So like you were saying about the building being destroyed.
Fix
The buggy
bugs.
bits. Yeah. And again, that might come out through QA testing. People might try and walk through there, or again, like you say, there's no, like, you know that there's an audio recording here.
Yeah.
Like obviously, there's no indicator that's.
So I think I could just put it. Yeah, I'd have to. There be some sort of sign that there is something there.
Yeah.
Like some objective.
Yeah, something that, even if it just catches your interest, like there's something that's really jarring to this, that's there. Whether it's, I'm trying to think now. Whether it's like, again, you've got the thing when it's in the well with the lantern, it pulses gold. I don't know whether it would be right to put that in here, but maybe put something.
Yeah.
Like just a really vivid coloured object, like a red thing there, or something like that as a marker.
Yeah.
And then you just think, oh, I need to look at that through the lantern because there's obviously something going on there.
Yeah.
It really needs to catch your eye and stand out. and that could, again, you could talk about that being something that evolves as the story goes on. So if you have to collect those audio clips, maybe that becomes more subtle, or there's an audio thing maybe that, you know, as you go along, it changes from a visual cue to just only an audio cue, that you hear something that tells you there's something there.
I just want to see if it works with the menu.
So the menu is prior to the cutscene then, or it should be?
Yeah, you'd click play and then it should play that cutscene.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know how it would work. I haven't tested it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the little government thing. I've got that on a Max file, so I've just got to import that pretty much.
Okay.
And then
What government thing? What's that?
that's when you go to the cave.
Yeah.
There's a door. There's a tunnel.
Okay.
And then there's a little. You sort of find
Like a
the
vault.
secret base.
Okay.
Meeting room. And
Yeah.
there's another recording there, which sort of explains that they're planning this experiment to go back in time.
Right. Which has caused this.
Just sort of finishes it.
Yeah,
at
yeah.
the stage.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Harry has shit tasted more. That's because the only thing we can do now is the gods. That is true. Yeah. So
And stuff like this doesn't have all the stones, but I'm not going to.
No.
I
need to make that look nice.
Yeah. So it's just a bit more of the tweaking stage. I think, like, again, because it's a tech demo,
Yeah.
you know, it's not the fact. Obviously, you want to iron out as many bugs as you can, but you need to. I think because you're a perfectionist, you'll always see the issues with things, as opposed to what the things that you need to celebrate about this. Like, there's so many good aspects to this, and
Yeah.
it's just seeing that beyond that.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, that's cool. Great. That's really effective. So yeah, I think, you know, from a point of view of what you've achieved in the time frame is phenomenal, and you've worked really well to independently develop this to the stage that it's at. It's fantastic.
Okay.
So I think, you know, practical work wise, this is definitely, you've pushed it to the highest level. With your website, so you said you haven't really updated too much.
I added research into art styles.
Yeah.
And sort of other.
Have you done any research into audio yet?
Audio.
Or just indicated that if you looked at games from an audio perspective, in terms of, like, you know, your audio mechanic being a collectible asset that unravels it.
What, like when you.
Like the fact that you collect those cassettes, for example, like, you know, games do that in a similar way. Like obviously BioShock, where you collect the audio, the cassette files and things like that. Yeah. So it's just looking at and the types of audio as well, the narrated voiceover as opposed to, you know, characters talking and interacting. Because you're playing as a single character, you have to do it in that way.
Okay.
I think just look a little bit at audio in games as well would be a nice thing to do.
That's my survey, and I got a bit.
You've responded to it, yeah.
That's some like primary research of just a forest.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Sort of is like a campsite. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
actually sure what it is, but it's there.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
And then it's just sort of like there's a pond.
Yeah, yeah.
I figure if I write about it.
Yeah. No, that's great. That looks fantastic. I think from that checklist, if you know, a lot of the things research-wise you've used research really well, and you've gone through pretty much all the suggested elements that you should have in there. I know you've looked at a number of things from a technical research point of view. Is that more into your practical skills, like when you've looked for Unreal tutorials and things?
Should that go in?
No, that's fine. You can keep it where it is. It's just that I'll obviously need to see that, but that'll be there as long as it's under practical skills. So let's go with that.
Button's still questionable. There's nothing in practical skills.
Okay.
That's context.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it keeps the buttons go weird.
I think it's just they just overlap.
Yeah.
Or the context button is more. But yeah, that page is just blank.
Okay. So that's where you need to. That's
Yeah.
your blog of production, basically. So it's what you did and how you did it, and then the resources that you used to make the menu, how to do the animated textures, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Problem solving is what's the name.
Okay. So again, that's what you need to focus on. And this one.
That's what's the name.
Okay.
Is that where I put like the first?
Yeah.
So on this one.
So it's if you did any prep material for your table pitch, then the pitch itself, and then reflecting on that, the two of these files that you'll have and then what you do in response to that, and then the next week's one, the QA testing, and then a final evaluation.
I think that's in my production, so I can just move that.
Yeah, shift that over to here. It's fine as long as it's on there. But yeah, if it'd be easier if it's all on, like any sort of form of feedback and evaluations here.
Okay.
Where it says peer feedback and reflection, that's if we just focus that on the QA testing side of things. But again, any sort of primary research essentially is feedback. But as long as it's there somewhere on the site, okay. I think it's looking fantastic. You could just brand it so it's like got a render from the game and it communicates maybe the title of the game on there and things like that a little bit as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make it look a bit more kind of polished in that sense. So your main focus now is to try and have a line where you say, right, up until Friday I'm going to sort this and this, I'm going to get those assets in, I'm going to get whatever bugs you can try and iron out. If there's some bugs that are still there, then fine, there has to be that point where you say, right, that's where I'm leaving it.
Yeah.
Focus on this side of things for the next few days, making sure that the problem solving and practical skills pages are developed, and then next week the evaluation and reflection, because as it stands, you should be on for the highest grade, but with those elements missing, it still can't be. As it needs to be there. So that's the main focus now. Okay, moving forward, I honestly think this is absolutely fantastic. We need to have this in the. This would be like in the show reel downstairs in the open evening and things like that. It looks great. It's really, really good, and it's a testament to how you've worked on the project. To a really high level. So well done.
Yeah.
And I'll get those renders off you in a minute as well.
Okay.
You in a minute as well.
Okay.
You in a minute as well.